This motherfucker clean.
Guys, welcome back. Fuck Trudeau. Fuck Trudeau. You know what? Today's a great day to be a Canadian. Because guess what? Yep, that's right, folks. The Liberal government has been found to be corrupt pieces of shit, and they were found guilty of invoking the Sovereignty Act, or not the Sovereignty Act, the Emergencies Act on us Canadians. Basically, releasing the police and all that stuff on the people, and freezing bank accounts, and, basically trying to make us a communist country. So, now that the judge has found him guilty of that, and even better, UFC 297 exploded, okay? With, like, Justin Trudeau just getting roasted by the UFC, alright? And, oh man, it's just, it's been 2 years of hell. It literally is. It's been 2 years of shaking my head at my government and going, what the hell is wrong with this place? Like, this is not the Canada I was raised in. Like, this is not the Canada I grew up in. Alright? And now, it finally seems like there's some hope. Like, it finally seems that there just might be a chance. Right? Now, if I was running the country, like, Trudeau might as well just step down. Right? But what I did hear about this morning, which really blew my mind. Like, I don't understand why they're going to do this, but they're actually going to challenge the judge. That's right. The Liberals are actually going to challenge this decision made by the courts as idiots. Like, seriously? Like, you just got found guilty of a bunch of bad action, right? And especially, here's the thing. Trying to take away our rights and freedoms is a no-no. Okay? Like, seriously. Like, Justin Trudeau and his government are just so corrupt, and nobody likes them anymore. And anybody that does like them are now like, they're regretting it. And even his ministers, yesterday, as soon as that came out in the courts, right? Even his cabinet ministers and everything went into hiding. Like, they were supposed to have some kind of a televised bullshit in the afternoon yesterday in Quebec, and all his Liberal cabinet member people. But no, man, after that came out with the court system, those motherfuckers went into hiding. Just like I imagine, like, when the Democrats get found out in the United States for being corrupt pieces of shit, they're all gonna go into hiding like rats too. Right? So, oh yeah. It's going to be interesting times in Canada this week. Oh, yeah. It seems like their whole left agenda and that whole woke bullshit goes nowhere. And turns out a lot of people aren't buying into it anymore. Especially when you turn around and you push a transgender ideology out there and on Canadians, and like we just didn't want it. Everybody was just tired of it, right? And it's the Liberal government was pushing that agenda and trying to take the rights from parents in the schools to be able to basically, raise their children. No. The Liberal government wanted to turn around and basically start raising your children for you and tell you how you should be raising your children. And let's not forget, it's it was the Liberal government who tried to push very hard for that trans ideology shit to be in our children's schools. Let kids be kids, damn it. Okay? Like, seriously. You can't sit there and say that you are, like, have any kind of half brain in there if you're trying to peddle that shit in schools. Okay? And then for the teachers, right, who want to support that shit, you're just as bad. You're just as fucked in the head. Yeah. So I think the whole school system needs a turnaround now. That the Liberals are about to be. I mean, they're out of here. Yeah. I mean, I doubt. I mean, for all the bad action that Trudeau and Freeland have done to Canadians, I highly doubt they're going to see the inside of a jail cell. Okay. My guess is they're going to have enough. Like, shit's gonna hit the fan so much on them, and it's gonna be so publicly bad for them that they're gonna have to go into hiding forever. Like, you're never gonna see them in public again. You're not gonna hear about Justin Trudeau no more after this. Once the Liberals are out of power, you won't, and Freeland will disappear too. Like, seriously, they'll be off in some non-extradition country because they won't be able to show their faces around in Canada. Like, eventually. And I mean, not to mention the amount of Canadians right now that are in a class action lawsuit because of that whole Freedom Convoy, right? That had their bank accounts frozen and had their lives flipped upside down. What? Obi, what's good? Nice to see you back on the channel, brother. Appreciate you. Always smash that like, everybody. But no, I want to share some morning politics with you guys, and because us as Canadians, I mean, we're happy right now. We're in good mood right now. We know it's only a matter of time for the Liberals and the cabinet losers that they're either going to have to walk away from cabinet and stop being government, or they're going to end up in jail. Like, that's the thing. The people are calling for him to go to jail. UFC 297 yesterday was just electric. Or was it yesterday or the other day before? I don't know. I get my days mixed up. But yeah, when UFC in Toronto, when all Scotiabank is just cheering "fuck Trudeau," and that's all they're saying. Oh man, it was music to my ears. Yep, it was big time music to me. You know you're a hated character by the world if the UFC hates you. If the UFC hates you, oh man, that's it. Like. Because a lot of people love the UFC, right? And a lot of people stand for what the UFC stands for, because you know what? The UFC doesn't take anybody's side. They're neutral. That's it. Like, you get to share your freedom of expression and opinion and everything else. Like, there's no communist bullshit. You know? There's no. It's, you can be you, and you can express yourself, right? And honestly, that's what we're supposed to be able to do. Okay, we're supposed to have our freedom of speech. We're supposed to be able to express ourselves the way we want, because, get this, okay? If you didn't already know, okay? But if you guys look at the Constitution, it's basically turned into toilet paper, okay? And I'll tell you why. Okay, because, well, they made it that way, right? They basically, like, Joe Biden and Justin Trudeau, like, that whole liberal woke shit is basically shit on the Constitution, and then it's like, damn anybody that turns around and says anything about it too, right? Morning cup of coffee, you know, you get Bam's opinion. But it's true, right? All that controlling left liberal crap. I mean, how long did they really think it was going to go on for? Like, people weren't just going to tolerate it anymore. Like, people were just getting sick of the rhetoric. We're getting sick of the delusional. Like, the liberals and Democrats are just delusional people. Okay? Absolutely far left. That's why we call them the far left, because they're out to lunch. Like, they're far out in left field with like, the engine's running but no one's behind the wheel. Someone turned on the engine, left them in the park, huh? And walked away. It's like, you ever seen a liberal or a Democrat? Huh? They always look like they're lost in deer in headlights, you know? They always, like, they don't even look smart. No. Not to mention, I mean, their policies and what they come out with and what they peddle is just, you look at it and you're like, what? Are you kidding me right now? Like, this gotta stop, you know? At some point, somebody's got to put on the big boy pants here and stop this Mickey Mouse operation that's going on, you know? Like, especially up in the White House, that's, no, come on, guys. Right? This is an embarrassment, okay? You got, like, Justin Trudeau, who's not even liked by Canadians anymore. Like, that guy's so delusional, he won't even step down. Like, he thinks that everybody loves him, and he just keeps smirking at people and waving like an idiot. Like, my God, like, at what point do you not wake up and realize, like, hey, you suck at doing your job? Like, I could do a better job, okay? You know what? It's quite easily, like, a kid could do a better job at running our country right now than Trudeau, okay? Like, you don't want to take financial advice from Trudeau, okay? Look, at that guy has ran Canada into the ground, okay? And he just smiles and waves at people. Like, their policies, I don't even, like, oh man, we could go on and on for days about these idiots, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to give them that satisfaction. But when I woke up this morning, I was happy because not only did I support the Freedom Convoy and everything else that went along with it, but I didn't get vaccinated. Never. I wasn't down for that shit ever since the beginning. So now here we are, right? Here we are 2 years later, and we finally, and the courts are finally sitting there saying there wasn't enough evidence to invoke the Emergencies Act. There wasn't enough. Like, do you want to know how many class action lawsuits now are going against the federal government of Canada because they turn around and forced on the mandate bullshit onto us? Yeah, I'm one of them. Yeah, you got it. Because, man, you can't deny me, you can't deny my rights and my freedoms because I turn around and refuse to get a vaccination. Right? It's not written in the Constitution. See, those of you who knew how to stand up for your rights and your freedom, we did it. I've been a freedom fighter ever since the beginning, right? Ever since this whole pandemic, right? They can't pull the wool over my eyes, man. All right? You can't feed me some type of bullshit with no evidence to back it up and say trust the science. Like, I don't think so. Like, that logic just does not register with me. Okay? I have common sense. So when their stuff came out and like everything, you know, the far lefts and even up until now with policies and stuff like that, I'm just like, no. Like, no, you're not, no. You're not stepping on my constitutional rights. No, I don't think so. No. That's where the buck stops, okay? That's where I draw the fucking line, okay? When you start stepping on my constitutional rights, you're gonna anger me, all right? And I'm gonna have something to say, and I'll make sure Canadians are well informed and they're you know, everybody knows, right? Like, man, Sean Strickland just came over here in Canada and like he was afraid of getting arrested, right? Because of his freedom of speech, because he was speaking out against that Trudeau government and very public. Like they were already threatening to have him censored and shut up and everything else, man. Like that's how far that's what these liberals are, man. Like they can turn around and they can blame game you. You're at fault. They're not at fault for shit. And if they're doing something wrong, right? They'll just turn a blind eye to it and say, no, we didn't do that. No, come on. We would never do something like that. What? You did it. Like, you've done so much damage. That damage control can't even be done at this point. No, there is no damage control at this point. It's fucked. Right? The whole Liberal Party and Democrats, they're fucked. Their reputation's screwed. Ever since 2020, the Democrats and the Liberals, okay, have fucked their reputation so bad that they will never ever be able to rebuild their reputation back. It would take decades. literally decades, for the people to have the slightest little bit of trust back in the Democrats and to have the slightest little trust back in the Liberals. No joke. Because we've all been lied to for so long now. And it's like most of us have woken up now and we're like, we're not idiots, okay? You gotta stop. You're like, you can't keep this charade up any longer. Like, you're living in a delusional land now. You're living in a fantasy world, right? The Democrats and the Liberals are living in fantasy world, like where reality doesn't exist to them. And that's scary, okay? You know why that's scary, people? Because they have no common sense, they have no direction, and they have no sense of responsibility. They don't take responsibility for their actions. Why the hell are we allowed to do that then? Can you guys please explain that one? Because, I mean, wouldn't it make sense that we should be allowed to do that then? Right? I mean, if they could just continue to steal our money still and continue to run the country into the ground, how come they can do it and we can't? How come we have rules to follow but they have no rules to follow? You know what I'm saying here? Like, sooner or later, too many people are waking up going, okay, I'm sick and tired of you stealing our money, and I'm sick and tired of you making life miserable for all of us. And then while you get to turn around and take vacations, you know that Justin Trudeau just turned around and took an $80,000 fucking vacation at Christmas time, and then turned around and told all Canadians to stay home and stay away from each other because COVID was coming back? Like, what kind of fucking hypocritic bastard are you? You know? He takes off Jamaica, and then, by the way, tells us 3 different stories. Oh, yeah, get this one, okay? Tells us 3 different stories, all right? Number 1, says that his friend turned around and paid $80,000 for his vacation. Number 2, then turned around and said they're providing him the vacation. And then number 3, he said that he'll pay back the expenses. He'll make sure to pay for everything. Lies, lies, lies. Like, they didn't pay for shit. All right, he didn't pay for nothing. Taxpayers did. Okay, we paid for that. We paid for his plane to take him there, take him back. You know, him and his family. I mean, I get it. Everybody's entitled to a vacation, but you can't like put on a fucking carbon tax, make fucking life miserable for everybody else and Canadians, and like literally and run our country into the ground and make food prices so horribly expensive that people are using food banks at record. Like on record levels, like unprecedented levels, like never before seen in my life, ever. Never, ever have you seen so much fucking poverty and people struggling in my life. 10 cities everywhere. This is ridiculous. Okay? And yet, the smiling psychopath waves at people and just smiles and thinks that everybody loves him. Like, you have to, like, at some point somebody's got to tell that guy he's mentally ill. You know? Like, he's living in a delusional world now, and that's a scary world to live in. Because if you live in a delusional world, like ask any psychiatrist, right? And they'll even tell you that that's dangerous. That's mentally unstable. So we have 2 people running North America right now that are both deemed mentally unstable by society, and yet somehow they're still running the countries. Like, didn't that scare you guys? Like, isn't that sending off red flags here? Like, the mentally ill are now running the place. Yeah? So if the mentally ill get to run the place now, I say we get to run the place too. If the mentally ill get away with all kinds of crazy shit from now on, if that shit doesn't stop, I say the regular people get away with just the exact same kind of amount of shit that they're getting away with. You know? I mean, tit for tat. I mean, if they can do it, we can do it too, kind of thing, right? If they want to act crazy, then we can start making up crazy things. Like, for instance, you can't, like, gender neutral bathrooms. Like, you can't, listen, guys belong in a guy's bathroom, okay? Girls belong in a girl's bathroom, okay? There's 2 genders, okay? Male and female, okay? You don't like that one? That's fine. You don't have to accept that, okay? I didn't say you had to, okay? But the facts, okay? The reality is that we have 2 genders, okay? We have male and female, okay? We have reproductive organs. God gave us reproductive organs for a reason. Use them. Okay? They're not to fuck with. Okay? We're human beings. We're not a science experiment. Okay? That was God's job. Okay? When he created us, when the Creator created us, that was it. Okay? That's why they already had their day. We don't get to sit there and play God and be like, oh, well, now we're just going to mutilate each other. We're gonna turn around and say that the children now are going to like completely change the school system, completely change our children in the way of life, and I'd adopt this weak ideology bullshit. Like, no. Like, we're not a country of weak people, and we're sure as hell not starting now. All right, we need to stop this bullshit before it gets too far out of control. You know what I mean? You got chicks with dicks. Like, no, come on, man. Like, where does it end? All right. If you're a guy dressing like a girl, fine, do your own thing, but don't bring it out to society. When you start bringing it out of the house, that's when I got a problem. That's when I got a problem with you. That's when you cross lines, right? You want to do some freaky, geeky shit? Do it in your own house, okay? You want to dress up like a girl? You want to put makeup on? Go ahead, do that in your own house, all right? But when you come and bring it out to the fucking public, and you start forcing that on other people, you'll look mentally ill, okay? And there's a lot of people that will back me up on that. And Sean Sutherland being one of them. Yep. Now, you guys can say what you want about that guy, but that guy's an animal and he's savage. And Howard, nice to see you on the channel. Welcome. As you can tell, I'm in a good mood this morning. Yep. Because the Liberal government is finally going to be held accountable for all the bullshit that they've been putting on for the last 3 years. Nope, not on PS5. No, not yet. No. I am waiting for the PS5 Pro Series. Because I know for a fact that when GTA 6 drops, it's gonna run those PS5s hard. Oh yeah. I'm telling you. Welcome everybody, Abu. Welcome. And yeah, no, I've never been a first generation console type person. So, and I do realize that yes, it's going to be an expensive purchase, but at the same time, it's going to be one that's going to last. Because I've already, like, there's been some leaked details about what that new system's going to be like. The Pro Series, oh man, I'm excited. I'm glad I've been waiting. Because there will be nothing worse than, and no offense to you guys, like, to each their own, okay? But for me as a gamer, I'd be like upset with myself if I turn around and purchase the PS5 and then they drop the Pro Series, and then like the PS5 that they did drop is not going to work properly with GTA 6, and the Pro Series has all this other cool stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be sitting there going, oh, I'm stuck with this thing. How do I get rid of this? And now it's going to cost me. Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't like doing it twice. If I'm going to do something, I got to do it right the first time. So I don't like spending money that I don't have to spend, or spending it. I'm smart with the money. Let's put it that way. I'll make it. If it makes common sense to me, then yeah. I'll think about it first. Just like in GTA. I show you guys I make money in GTA every single day, right? Non-stop, right? The game pays me to play the game. Fun facts. And then the other thing is, right? We've never seen Bam Broke. Only once was Bam Broke, and I wasn't even doing live stream then. No. That was the first week of being in GTA. No, not even the first week. It was the first couple days of being a business owner and like trying to keep up to too much. I had too many businesses and I was trying to manage everything all at once. Like, and I was all over the place, and I was a little bit disorganized at first, okay? So I was trying to manage my businesses, and I quickly realized within the first couple days, like, oh my god, you have to work. Like, you can't be just hanging around in GTA all the time, because eventually you're gonna run out of money. It's just like the game plays out just like real life. So the more houses you own, the more businesses you own, the more bills you pay, and you pay bills on a daily basis in the game. We all know that. So, and as you guys have seen that, on the bottom left-hand part of the screen, you'll see things just show up there. You'll see like, oh, you know, you spent X amount of dollars on, you paid the mechanic today, right? You paid your warehouse staff X amount of numbers. Like, you guys see news feed coming through there all the time. There is like, man, I'm constantly paying bills, right? Property and utility bills. If we go into the stats here in a second, we pull up that sucker. BAM has to make $120 million in the game just to pay the bills every year. Yep. My bills, the bills in GTA, my expenses total $120 million a year. In 365 days of playing the game, or being in the game, right? That's how much I have to be making. $120 million. That's just to scrape by. That's nothing else. That's just paying the staff and the utility bills. That's nothing else. That's not like, you know, your hospital bill that comes out or anything, and you know, the money you're spending at ammunition or vehicles. Like, weapons and ammo adds up fast. Especially if you're one of those clans who does peacekeeping and lobby oversight, and you're in conflicts. Oh yeah, the money you spend in online public lobbies will happen fast. For instance, check it out. Overall income, I already hit the $2.2 billion threshold. So when that happens, Rockstar does a quick audit, puts a little negative spot from 2.2 billion and allows you to work your way back to zero. And then from zero, I'll be back towards 2.2 billion again. Wait, here. No, we did career. General stats, here we go. 327 days in, 9 hours and 16 minutes. Or 16 seconds. Account was created on Christmas Day of 2020. So we officially just hit the 3-year mark of being 3 years old and into year 4. Cash spent on weapons and armor, and this is where I told you guys this gets interesting, okay? 1.3 billion. I know that sounds like a lot of money, because it is. When I've seen that amount of money and I've looked at that and I'm like, holy crap, that's been a lot of money to spend on property and utility bills. 360 million. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, so that means, so divide that by 3. Okay, so that means I need to make $120 million in a year, because I divide it by that. And how do I get that number? Is because I divide the account, how old the account is, and over the last 3 years, right? So at the end of the year, I take a look back and I look back at things and I'm like, oh wow, holy crap, we really went hard this year. Or expenses got, like, things went up this year. You start noticing little things like that, especially when you're on the financial side of doing things in GTA like me. If you're addicted to making money in GTA, numbers means everything to you, and you're constantly running numbers in your head and in your mind, and you're constantly being careful with your money in GTA, and you're not spending it crazily. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do go on my spending sprees, and I just went on one. I went on a $70 million spending spree. You think you guys spend money bad? When that police DLC dropped, yeah, I kind of went police car crazy. No kidding. Like, I haven't done a full count yet. I know for sure I have more than a dozen cruisers. So, and then not to mention, like, they're tuned up and this and that. So.
You need something, huh? One of your rides? Let me know.
What am I doing here? I lost my train of thought for a sec. Oh yeah, I gotta go to the bunker, and then from the bunker I'll go to the go to the nightclub. The nightclub has over $1 million, so you guys are gonna see one of my big delivery trucks go out for that one, which is rare because you normally won't see me getting the nightclub money up to that usually. What do I want
I'll
here?
get back
I want
to it
something
then.
quick. Oop. Nope, nope. Punch in the fence. I normally don't use this thing, but hey, I want to get things done quick today. 86.6 million. I want my 100 million back. Once you hit 9 figures, okay, it's a comfortable spot to be in. And you get proud, right? Man, it was an emotional time when I did hit the 9-figure mark. I was like, wow, like that it's a huge accomplishment. Like you might not think so, maybe, or who knows. But I mean, when you think about it in the video game world, when you're doing something like that, and you look back at your money earned, and you're like, holy crap! Like I actually have I have $100 million. It's weird. It's crazy. Like and you sit there and you're like, I made that. Like that's not shark card money. That's not like I made that. That's grinding. That's being solid. You know. So yeah. Even though it's digital and even though it's in the video game world, it's still, I still find it an accomplishment. Well, the nerd world would, right? So there's lots of money to be made today, and you know, I didn't even spend that much in lobby oversight. When I did lobby oversight, what was it, yesterday or the day before or something like that? I think I only orbed somebody once or twice. So, and that. It doesn't even cost. Like, I don't even think about that as costing me money. Some people will look at that and like, you dropped 750K. And I'm like, yep, I wiped my ass with that one. Right? Like, 750K is nothing in GTA to me. Like that's small time. That's 6 figures. Like, that's peanuts. Like, 6 figures is constantly coming in and out of the account all the time. Like 6 figures are going in, 6 figures going out, 7 figures going in, 7 figures going out. You guys have noticed that, right? It's never like a constant, you know. Like, I'm not gonna be sitting on $86 million all day today. Let's put it that way. Cause see, now there's even more money to make. Oh no, why did I do that? Like an idiot, I thought I could go flying around in the bunker. It was like, hang on a second, you know. Newsflash, you can't fly this thing in the bunker, dude. You know, maybe, I don't know why for a second there I thought I could. Yeah. I was like, oh, hey, I'm just going to turn around and hit the throttle button, just go, whoop. Nope, not going anywhere. I tend to forget that, because I barely bring this thing in here. You know, if you bring your motorcycle in here, though, you can drive it around. Yeah. Any of your motorcycles, you can drive it around and fit right through here. Now, the only car that I've found that does fit through here is the Toreador. Yeah. And I've done that. I put it on live stream one time. I drove it around, driving around Toreador and bunker. I don't know, somebody was like, how the hell did you do that? I'm like, oh man, it took time to figure it out, but like to try it. And like I finally got it. Like you do have to be precise at it, but you can squeeze that sucker through there. Yeah. That's the only, like, and I'm telling you guys, like, it literally is like, if, like, hair, seriously, of like, it's not even a matter of inches, it's just like a hair stroke mark, like, of just how tight wedge goes through there.
We're all business today.
All right.
The guns are in an insurgent. Get it to the buyers and your job is done.
Well, this is easy. Yeah, see, this is... You guys are seeing now how I've structured myself on the map. See, I don't like to... I don't like to go around... I don't like to go around the map twice. I don't like to... You know, do things twice. I don't... Like... I like to be organized. So if I'm gonna go somewhere, right? I got like, I'm gonna go, like, for instance, I wanted to do the nightclub. So, why would I leave the Grand Sonora Desert, right? Go all the way down to my nightclub, do a nightclub sale, just to come back to the desert to do a bunker sale. when I'm already in the area, you know? I put it like that. So let me show you guys, for instance. So that bike delivery, see, we went from Paleto Bay, and we did things efficiently because we went to here, right? Went to Sandy Shores, dropped it off. Okay, then from Sandy Shores, we made our way over here, and we're making money, right? We were going from making money again to going somewhere else to make more money. See where this is going, right? See how it comes to making money. It makes sense to go places where you're already going to keep making money, because this sale is going to end up put me in the city, and then from the city I'm going to go to the office, because the office building will be close by. And the reason why I'm going to go to the office tower is because the office tower already has a $50,000 delivery waiting for me to be made. Okay, I make that delivery, okay, and that always takes you to terminal, okay, and you guys know what happens at terminal. And once I'm down in terminal, right there, my nightclub's right there. So it's like boom, 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 money, money, money. Everywhere you go and touching money, right? It's gotten to the point now in GTA that I know a lot of you sit there and say like, oh, why don't you just enjoy GTA and why don't you go and exploring? Listen, I've been exploring GTA since 1997, right? Believe me, I've done my exploring in GTA. Now it's all about making money. It's like it is an addiction. I mean, like, once you, like, you get the itch. You get bit by the bug. You get bit by the money bug. Like, you want to make money instead of spending it, and then you're constantly trying to make it. You're chasing the money. And I got so many businesses that they need to be maintained, and things have to be done. There's no time to go and hang out at my apartment. There's no time to go to the casino and spin the wheel half the time because I got too much to do. The businesses have to be run. That's what it is. That's being a smart businessman in GTA. The reason why some of you fail in GTA is because you don't know how to spend your money in GTA, right? You don't have enough businesses to have residual money, and then you keep on begging people for money in GTA. I hear it all the time. Yep. You can't say you guys don't do it, because you do. Oh, who knows how to make money? How do you not know how to make money in GTA? Like, come on, it's common sense, right? Gotta be a business person in GTA. You gotta make moves. Okay? Like, look, the agency's right around the corner. If I really want, which I should, right? I'll do the next smart thing. We'll collect more money there too. We'll just call the mechanic, pull out something from the agency, and just drive right over there. Because there'll be money in that safe.
Some wheels? I can bring them around.
So, here, we'll bring out one of my cruisers right now.
As soon as I can.
Look at that. All deliveries received. Now let's just hope they know how to use them, right?
Right. So that's bunker business, and that there's a $50,000 delivery waiting there too. And there's extra parts that wait in your bunker, and you can do a $50,000 delivery. I believe the recharge time's every 20 minutes. Don't hold me to that, because Rockstar keeps changing things on all the time. And I don't know why I chromed this sucker out. I don't know what I was thinking there. I think the other day I was just being goofy, and I'm like, oh cool, I wonder what this would look like in Chrome. $50,000 later. Like, I don't know. That's just me. I can change things up and do what I want to do to my vehicles whenever I want, and kind of look at the price tag and not have to worry about the consequences of caring about how much I'm going to spend, because I know I'm going to make that back, and then some in the day. Bam Bam has laundry on the go, because Bam Bam fucked up. You know, like, I'm kind of a little disappointed in myself, because the other day, you guys know how I'm working on the whole being sober part and getting off alcohol, right? So, quitting drinking for me is like, it's no easy walk in the park. No, drinking has been my go-to when everything's gone wrong for so many years that it's just like, it's programmed into my mind. It's like it's like I struggle with self-control on it, you know, and I can admit that because those are my demons, you know. So we're back on the sober stage again, right? I slipped up, you know. That's the thing, see, and I'm learning more about myself as I go along. So now I know even next time, because here's the thing: the other day I was just like, oh, I'm only gonna have one case of beer. That's it, right? I'm only going through one case of beer, and it ended up being two. And then I started realizing to myself, like, we gotta stop this slide right now, or else we're gonna be going through withdrawal that, like, we went through the one day where it almost killed me, right? Now, believe me, the withdrawals start this morning, but they're nothing near as bad as what I went through the one time that I shared with you guys. Why is my safe opening? What the hell's going on here now? Open sesame. The agency being weird now? The wall safe won't open. Weird. It's like it wants to keep the money. It's like the wall safe says nope. Like, I'm walking up to it. It's like my money's stuck in there. It's just like when the Trudeau government turned around and froze people's bank accounts. That's what it feels like. Huh? Doesn't it kind of feel like the Liberals just stole your money? Oh, wait a second. Back up, reverse. They're always stealing people's money, even now as we speak, damn it. Ay, ay, ay. So I guess we have to go in and out of the... I don't know why this is doing this one. Does upstairs work?
Got some cool stuff here for you.
Well, let's see about that.
Got pretty much everything in here.
So, obviously, Rockstar's trying to patch that nightclub glitch that's... well, there's not even a glitch at the nightclub. It's just at the nightclub sometimes what's happening is your chair is not showing up behind your desk. You're not able to conduct business in there. You're not able to switch out the DJ sometimes, and you're not allowed to, you can't leave unless you have something in the bay, right, to take you out. Like it's literally it's been trapping people in there, but this is a first where the safe's not cooperating. And that's how I know that Rockstar is turning around and trying to fix the nightclub stuff that's going on, because when they do that, sometimes, well, no, not sometimes, all the time, something else goes wrong, right? They start fixing one bug and they accidentally open up holes and some other kind of bug gets created, and then, you know, just like this one. I guarantee you if we leave the agency, we go back in there, we'll be able to access the safe, but you can try to go in there and access the safe right now like we did before all day long. Like, once it doesn't open for you one time, just leave, come back, okay? It might work, actually, it might not. If it doesn't, we may just need a new lobby at that point. Because, you see, and some of you might be sitting there saying, like, oh, it's 250k, you don't need the money, like, just leave it there. Well, the problem is that with leaving it there, no more money comes in. So, right now it's at its red line, it's at 250,000, and it won't bring any more cash in there until I bring it out. So, it's always best to, if you have safes, keep up on your safes, make it a daily routine to check your safes, always, right? Like, if you're in the area, go check the safe. Even if it's got like $15,000-$20,000, go check the safe. Right? Get that money. Hopefully it's going to allow us to get this money. Oh no! Locked out. Oh, wait. Oh, you can sit down? You can't go in there. Interesting. Okay, okay. What about this then? See, before, you had to be in a public session to conduct business. For the last, like, year now. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. It's already been a year. Time goes by fast. For about the last year now, we've been able to conduct business in friends' lobbies now. So, and with doing that, lobby times used to be brutal. We all know that, right? Loading into a public lobby, there's so much stuff going on in the background that it takes time. Doesn't matter what system you have. And we gotta check the safe. But if you load up in friends lobbies and stuff like that, you can conduct your business and in peace, and you'll find your lobby loading times are a hell of a lot faster. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. We want that money. That money can't be sitting in there. That's no good there. It's not doing anybody good sitting in the safe. Now, the other thing is, I want to teach you guys, because some of you have a bad habit of forgetting. Okay? So remind yourself, as soon as you make money, or as soon as you bring something out of your safe, and it's in your pocket, deposit your pocket. I know that sounds weird, but program yourself, right? Try to think like that always. So you're going to take this one, you're going to deposit this one, you're going to deposit the full amount. Why? Because you don't want to be carrying it around with you, okay? The reason being is because if somebody who decides to be a little turd and send a mugger after you, they're going to get 10K from you. If you've got 10K on your pocket, oh yeah, that 10K is coming with them. Yeah, they're going to get you for that one. But here's the thing, they can only get you for 10K. But I guarantee you, once you get robbed one time, and you're holding around $10,000, guaranteed you won't hold that 10K around ever again. No. You hold 500 bucks, that's it. That's all you need. Okay? Don't worry about everything else, it's in the bank. It's safe in the bank, can't be touched. Okay? The only way it can be touched is if you spend it stupidly now. Okay? But once you only need $500 in your pocket. Now, why? Also, because that also is a big fuck you to somebody who turns around and sends a mugger after you to rob you. Because they'll see that they only got you for 500 bucks and they'll be like, oh shit, that player's smart. They'll be like that. Because that's what it is. That, like, especially if you're a higher level. Like if I went and robbed somebody and I was a high level and I look at them and I know, like, it'll come back saying on the screen, it'll be like, your mugger is approaching at so-and-so, and then it'll say, like, your mugger just robbed blah 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 for X amount of dollars, okay? Better watch your back, type deal. Well, I don't want the Swift Deluxe, I'll take this guy. So, just make it a habit. Don't carry around money. And if you're gonna carry around money, carry around 500 bucks, that's all you need. You know, don't matter what anybody else says to you, right? Don't let somebody sit there and be like, oh, you're broke, you're only carrying around 500 bucks. You're like, listen, no, I'm smart and I only carry around $500. Not broke, just smart. Okay? That's all you gotta tell them. Because believe me, you're not broke if you're only carrying around 500 bucks. Those are the smart players. You really think I'm gonna be carrying around $86 million in my fucking pocket? Absolutely not. All that money's in this building right here. Alright? All that money's in this building and the Union Depository across the street. Right? So, I'm one of those people who basically walk into the gold reserve and be like, that's my stack of gold right there. Yeah. That's 70. I own... The reserve owes me $87 million right now. If I was to exchange my notes across the street, if I was to get this one to actually clean up the money in this place, all this paper can be loaded up in a truck, driven across the street, and I can exchange it for gold. Right? Approximately $87 or $87 million worth. Not that the reserve would do it. Literally, no, because it would no.
You thought about giving me some shares, boss?
The reserve wouldn't be able to handle that kind of setback.
What can I do for you?
You're like, I'm here to withdraw $87 million, and the reserve would be like, no, sorry, no. They're like, not today, okay? Like, we can't. Like, can you take 20 million? Like, we don't want to give you the full amount. Because, I mean, that's a lot, right? I mean, that's how you think about that. Like, I'd be set for life, and then some. But we all know what BAM would do with that money, right? Homeless problem would be solved. No more homeless. No more homeless. No more people starving. There'd be nobody would be. Think about it. Does it not infuriate you that rich people turn around and get on the TV and on commercials and have the audacity, just like Oprah, to beg you for fucking money? Huh? When they're the rich ones? When they have millions and millions and millions of dollars, and you want to turn around and get on the TV and ask the struggling people for fucking donations and money? Please. No. Go ask your millionaire friends and everybody who has a lot of money. Because the people don't got no money. Huh? We're broke. Alright? Look at society. There's tent cities everywhere. Like, if you want to fix the problem, Hollywood, you want to fix the problem? Listen up and listen good, okay? Start being a part of the solution. Quit being such a hypocritical people in Hollywood going, oh, I wish I could help the poor. I wish I could turn around and help the homeless. I would definitely help the homeless. Well, then why the fuck don't you? That's a simple question. I mean, it's just simple logic, right? If you look at the problem and you know you can solve it, but then you're going to sit there and you're going to criticize the problem, and then you're going to criticize the people who are struggling through that problem and not have a decent, like, soul in your body, or even, like, or maybe your heart's turned off, who knows? Maybe you're just a cold motherfucker. But I wouldn't be able, morally, to sit in a big-ass house with a lot of money, fully knowing that there's people out there suffering, and I can take that money and I can end someone struggling. I can solve the struggle for them. I can change things. I can make the world a better place. That's what I would be doing with money. No, I don't understand how a bunch of rich people can run around flaunting money. I'm rich, I'm this, I'm that, look at me, I got a Coach purse, I got this, and there's people suffering, real people suffering. Look, do you not know what kind of a world we're living in right now? And yet you want to turn around and flaunt your shit on the internet and brag. Like, oh man, the audacity and the nerve of some people. Like, seriously. I'm one of those humble enough people that I'm telling you guys one thing right now. If I ever won the lottery, you'd know it. Because I'd be spreading the wealth to people, right? I'd be sharing the wealth. The homeless would be taken care of. First thing, front and foremost, I would take care of the homeless population, end homelessness. Food banks would get massive support, okay? The food banks, those problems would get solved. I would invest money into solving those problems. And then I would prove to the world and the government that the governments are full of shit when they sit there and say, oh, we're solving a problem. We're very well aware, and we're taking steps to ensure that problem gets solved. Right? Okay. For instance, the Liberals turned around and said that they were going to take care of the homeless crisis. They've done the absolute complete opposite. Okay? It is, look at how bad it is in the United States and Canada. We have tent cities everywhere. We have people who make $30,000 and $40,000 and even $50,000 and $60,000 living in tents. Tents! This is North America. This is Canada and the United States. Probably one of the great... Well, no. I say it because I'm patriotic. But Canada and the United States, two of the greatest places on earth, okay? And I'm very proud to be a North American. I call myself a North American because I believe us, the Americans, I mean, you guys are our brothers and sisters down there. We're basically family. You know, we're your northern neighbor. We've been here forever. You know, we don't go wars against each other. No. We're not crazy like that. No. We love each other. We're no. We're a different type of people, right? We love each other. So I really don't understand how governments can sit there and say we're solving the homeless crisis, but you're not. You're turning around instead putting asylum seekers in hotels. This is how ass backwards it is. You don't even have to be a citizen of the United States or Canada to seek asylum, come to this country or the United States, get free money, get free housing basically, and the governments aren't even taking care of our own people. Take a look around our countries. If you think it's a great place to live anymore, take a look at the problems we have right now in North America. Take a look at our problems. Our police are defunded and society has turned around and made their job almost fucking impossible. Now, you created a mental health crisis with first responders, you know? First responders are now on their breaking points, right? For instance, you want to know something? Okay? This is how bad it is here in Canada. This is scary. And I'm afraid of this because it took 2 years to find a family doctor. Okay? Now, that was to have somebody secured that you don't have to have family doctor. That's how bad it is here. They are very rare. Now I heard this morning, okay, that it's so bad for doctors who have practices that here in Canada they're faced with two options right now: continue to do continue to be it's not sustainable, is what one doctor said. He said it this morning on he just came out and said it in a report. Like, he couldn't have been more honest and blunt, and you could listen to it, and it was in his voice. He's like, I love what I do, and I've been a doctor 26 years. And he goes, and I've never ever struggled to keep my practice going. I'm struggling to pay my staff. I'm struggling to pay for expenses. I'm struggling to and they're like, and the costs, the government, all the taxes that the government's putting on people right now, you're making it unsustainable for doctors to operate their medical practices for us. That's a huge red flag. That's our healthcare. Now that our healthcare is in the toilet, basically, we got doctors and they're packing up and leaving because they don't make enough money. They have to close down their practices because it's just not feasible. It's not practical. Like, there are doctors literally out there that are going into fucking debt. Even with the amount of money that they're making, they're going into debt just keeping their practices open because they know if they don't, then those patients are going to be without a doctor. So now you've got our doctors are at their breaking points. Like, I can only imagine. I know, for instance, my doctor, he runs his own practice, and it's running a business is not always profitable. Running a business can cost you money, literally. So you got doctors with big hearts who fully know that the healthcare system is on such a bad collapse here in Canada and in the United States that if they close their practices, those patients will not have doctors, right? So something's got to be done here, people. We as the people need to stand up to this tyranny, to this government corruption stuff. Like, Biden and those Democrats can't be running the United States anymore. Like, Biden's running your country under the ground. What are you guys going for? Your third bailout package now under him? Last time I checked, Trump didn't go for a bailout package. So how come the debt ceiling keeps getting raised with that guy, with Biden running the country? That should be a red flag right there. Especially if you got to go for a bailout twice in 1 year. That's a huge red flag. That would scream that the Treasury Board should have put up their hand and went, hey, somebody better do their job and better stop these guys from spending money. Obviously they're doing it wrong. Like, when the taxes go up, when they keep spending money out of control the way they're spending money, it weakens the dollar. Like, and they're weakening our dollar and then some. Like, I mean, borders? What borders? What borders do we have? We don't have safe. Like, as far as Justin Trudeau is concerned, he's going to bring in 500,000 more immigrants each year. but not build the houses for them. Like, he's going around the world saying, "Oh yeah, Canada's a great place to live. Come live in Canada. Come here, and we'll give you this, we'll give you that, we'll give you an education, we'll give you a home." But that's not the case. Like, it's so fucked up. It's so heartbreaking that, like, it's like, where does it stop? Literally, like, how bad does it really have to get? Because it's bad now. Like, it's really, really bad. People are on the verge of mentally snapping. They already are. They're doing it on a daily basis, left, right, and center, on an hourly basis. Huh? People are freaking out. Stores are getting robbed. Right? People are getting desperate. Parents have to feed their children. Okay? When it comes down, when parents have to, when it comes down to making sure there's a roof over their kid's head and then feeding them. That's what a parent's concern is, right? Taking care of their kids, making sure their child is fed and sheltered. That's it. That's all a parent fucking cares about. You as a parent, you come last. Like, it just comes naturally like that. So unfortunately, we've got parents out there and families out there that are struggling and not eating properly and malnutrition, and we got parents out there that are just not eating because they have to. It's a tough choice. It's either eat or my kids eat, right? So now, this is only going to stay broken like this for so long. Eventually, there's going to be a breaking point. Eventually, society is going to be like, okay, we've had it. We can't take this shit no more, right? And that's what's going down now. Like, if you guys think, and it's getting scary in our streets. Our streets aren't safe, not at all. Our public transit's not safe, streets aren't safe, nope. And people are ready to mentally snap. And they're, like I said, they're doing it. Like, everybody's a ticking time bomb now. You know? Like, just for instance, think about this. Think, if I can put this into perspective for you guys, think about having everything. Think of how secure your life is right now, or whatever kind of security you have left in your life, okay? And stability. Now imagine all that being taken away in an instant. Imagine your life just totally flipped upside down. And you gotta do things all over again. Or imagine your life gets flipped upside down and you end up going into such a deep, dark depression that you can't get out of it. I know, because I've been in it since 2020. Like, 2020, oh, I got diagnosed with depression big time. Yeah, I'm on pills for that shit, right? I'm on pills for the anxiety. Like, just be myself. I had my life, like, I had to go through the ringer. So, and I am fortunate enough that I was blessed enough that God gave me somebody in my life to help pull me out of that and trying to help. And he's trying to keep me alive and trying to keep me on a right path and to let me know that I'm cared about, you know? Because it's no joke. You can try, you can sit there and say, like, oh, I'm working on my depression, or today it's not so bad. But the fact is it's hard. And it's not an easy thing to go through. Like, it's one of the hardest things to go through and deal with. I'd say it's the most challenging, you know? Because some days has its good days and some days has its bad days. Some days I have my struggle with wanting to drink, and then there's other days where I don't even, the thought of drinking just turns me off. And it just disgusts me, you know? And then I'll see a commercial about alcohol and I'll be like, oh great, like, I wasn't thinking about alcohol today and I was doing great, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's a commercial about alcohol, right? And they're talking about it, so I gotta go through a mental struggle all over again. Like, fuck. Like, depression's like, it's no joke, right? Like, it's serious. business. If you know somebody that's going through depression, support them. Go be an emotional support to them. Remind them on a daily basis that they're important. Because I lost one of my friends recently, just before Christmas, in October. She didn't make it. Doesn't matter how much you talk to them either. Like, depression, it's like, it's a battle. It's every single day is a battle. And some days, like I said, some days are harder, a lot harder than others. And for some of us, the struggle is just too much. And for some of us, you know, some of us have had to fight with depression for so long that the fight is just, there's no more fight left. If I could put it to you like that. Like, I've had my days. Oh yeah, I've had my days where I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I don't want to wake up tomorrow and have to do this all over again. Like, this can't, right? Like, this isn't, I don't want to be like this. Like, how do we fix this? You know, but it's everything that's happened in the last 3 years that is, like, not only mentally mind-fucked me, but mind-fucked a lot of us. Like, I can't, like, anything that comes out of the Liberal government's mouth is just full of lies to me, and it's just, like, it's lies. Like, I can't even, it gets my anxiety going and excited because, like, so much bad action has happened in the last 3 years that I'm just like, how is this tyrant even not, like, how is he not in jail? Like, he's, like, all, look, for instance, all the bad action that Justin Trudeau's been doing, listen, as Canadians and Americans, let me put it to you this way. If you or I were to steal from the people and do the tyrant things that the government's doing right now, currently, what would happen to us? Huh? Please tell me. Like, have we all forgot about reality? Like, because we're letting a bunch of tyrants get away with stealing money from us, spending it, and running our countries into the ground, and defacing our values, and everything that we fought wars for and stood up for. Like, wake up, America, Canada, wake up. All right? You go woke, you're gonna go broke. All right, I'm telling you that right now. You want to go with the woke? Fine. I call the woke mentally ill. Okay? I got a place for them. It's called a mental institution. You know what? As far as I'm concerned, the woke and mentally ill, they belong in institutions, right? We should be putting those people in straitjackets and giving them a fistful of meds and putting them in a padded room. All right? They don't belong in society. Not at all. No. Like, because believe me, I mean, Strickland's got a point with his with how woke things are. Like, he couldn't have nailed it any better, honestly. Like, I think that Strickland nailed everything when it comes to good talking points. And he's one of those people that is waking up the world, and the world's going behind him and finally starting to wake up, because people like him and I make sense. Right? They can't shut us up anymore. They definitely didn't shut up Strickland. Nope. Like, he went off on everybody. He went off on Justin Trudeau. He went off on the whole woke bullshit. And I'm convinced that I think he just woke up the world. Like, I'm thinking, like, you're gonna look at Strickland as being like, yeah, he's gonna be hated by a lot of different groups out there, most of them being far left groups, and, you know, trying to support an ideology that we all know is wrong. And it's just, I can't be supportive of the circus that's going on, because that's what it is. At this point, it's a circus, right? I mean, you've got guys dressing like girls, you've got girls dressing like guys. Yeah, everything's that's no wonder why the aliens don't want anything to do with us, huh? They're looking at our civilization. They're like, oh fuck, the human beings are all fucked up. Look at them. They're like. They're laughing at us. They're like, the guys are dressing like girls and the girls are dressing like guys and they're swapping genital parts. Something's wrong here. You know? Somewhere, okay, everything went bad. Like, oh yeah. Somewhere along the line, okay, things got out of hand. Okay? And then we let them run with it. But notice now that the bombshell got dropped on Justin Trudeau and the Liberal government yesterday, with the judge coming out and finding him guilty for using the Emergencies Act on us and going against our civil rights. That's jail time. Like, that's a serious criminal offense. And judge just found him guilty of that shit. So, you have to ask yourself, why is this man not being arrested then? And being held accountable? Like, yikes. Furthermore, how can this guy even, like, how do you put your face in public and call yourself a leader when you, like, when you just got found guilty of breaking the ethics laws and for unleashing the police and being a tyrant on the people? Like, that's treasonous. Like, that's treason. You go to jail for shit like that. They lock you up for life for shit like that. Like, that's where Justin Trudeau sits with me. Like, we need him and Freeland. We need to lock them up and throw away the key. Literally, they've made life so miserable for Canadians up here that it's just like, it's so sad and heartbreaking to see. Like, and even and here's the thing, this brings me back to the depression part, because even with dealing with depression and looking at how miserable life is, not only for like everybody. Like, at this point, it's not even a certain group of individuals anymore. It's everybody. Like, you cannot sit there and say that these taxes and all this stuff, it's not affecting you. You can't say it hasn't affected you in some point. Because I called this out a long time ago when the Trudeau government turned around and talked about that carbon tax, and they started saying, like, we're gonna tax pollution and that's a good thing. Like, listen, that's not gonna do anything. Like, and I called that out, like, that's not gonna solve the problem and what's going on. No. Not even come close, right? It's not the people's fault, right? It sure as hell is not the people. You don't make the people suffer. You don't tax them more and then go ahead and take expensive trips and you can go and do things, but you tell the people not to. And then you can jet set fly around the whole world, going to all these places where like, it's been very clear that other world leaders think that Justin Trudeau's a joke and they don't even take him seriously, and they literally, like, they tell him to leave. Like, what are you doing here? Like, fuck off, kind of thing. Like, you're an embarrassment. Like, we don't want to be seen with you, right? That's how it is. But yet, they're the ones that sit there and make life difficult for the people. And they're telling us that a carbon tax is good, and it's good for the people, it's good for the environment, and it's going to save us. It's not going to save us, okay? It's just lining their pockets and making the people suffer. Look at how bad things are in the United States. You got people in the United States and Canada. You got people living in tents and cars, in cardboard boxes, basically. Okay, and sleeping in the streets. That's, like, we're not a third world country. We're a first world country, but the leaders who are currently in power of the United States and Canada are making North America a third world country. Okay? Take a look at the immigration status right now. There's no safe borders. There's no safe borders anywhere. Alright? Hi, Kyle. What's going on, dude? Like, obviously I have your guys' attention, and you know, I do make sense when I speak, because a lot of you are finally waking up and realizing, like, holy shit, he's actually right. And the stuff that comes out of his mouth is actually making sense. Because I remember about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, a lot of you called me crazy, especially when the Freedom Convoy was happening. A lot of you turned around and said, like, you're evil for not getting vaccinated, how dare you, blah, 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 and this and that. It's like, listen, I'm standing up for my rights and freedoms. I'm not a sheep, okay? I'm a leader, not a follower. Like, I'm gonna make my own decisions. I'm not gonna have some kind of scientist say, trust the science, trust our science. We know what's best for you. Yeah, right. Okay? If you're one of them who are very gullible, and you want to believe when the government sits there and says that they know what's best for you, and oh man, when they say stuff like that, they're definitely not doing what's in your best interest. They're doing what's in their best interest, okay? So that they can control the people. That's how that works. Okay? They're not in it for you. Okay? Not these governments. Trump maybe, okay? And Pierre Poilievre. Now you got two serious people who can save North America, okay? Donald Trump will save the United States, and hopefully, you know, like he could still do damage control. Like I've got faith in Trump. You know, like if you guys in the States need damage control and you need it ASAP, you need it like yesterday, okay? And the guy to do it is Trump, okay? That's the only hope for the damage control that's been done by the Democrats in like it's yeah. And same for Canada. Pierre Poilievre is the only hope that Canada has in saving Canada, because that guy's going to axe a carbon tax, no more carbon tax right off the bat. You see, what happens when you extra tax things, it has to, like, the expenses have to go somewhere. So if you're charging, if like their whole here I'll give you an example. Really simple one. I worked in transportation all my life. Okay? Now, I'm a professional driver, retired, and I'll tell you guys something, alright? In transportation, okay, everything we have and we look at is moved by air freight, or by ground freight, or by train, okay? Go, like, anything you look at right now, it's all come by truck, okay? Eventually it comes on the truck. Even if it gets flown, it still has to be taken off the plane, loaded onto a truck, and then the truck has to go to a store and drop it off and deliver it to the store, and the store restocks the shelves. Okay? That's how we get restocked for everything. That's how we get resupplied. It's called the supply chain. Okay? Now, when the supply network has to charge you more because the government now is saying, hey, wait a second, we're not going to give you a break on fuel anymore. We're going to make your fuel expensive, so you are going to have to pay more to operate your business and to drive that big truck. Well, okay, but somebody has to, like, endure those costs. You can't just say to a trucking company, oh, we're gonna tax your fuel now to the point where you can't, like, you won't be profiting money. But, you know, good luck in business. Like, what? Like, what the fuck? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like I said, like, the inflation now is so bad in the United States and Canada that, like I said, you've got the doctors now that own private practices ringing the alarm and you know, screaming the bells saying, like, this isn't sustainable. Like, your so-called tax inflation and everything else that you've done here, it's not sustainable now. Like, you tried to sell it like it was a good thing to do, right? And now, after a while, people are starting to see the actual ripple effect of it. Like, the shit eventually flowed downhill. You weren't gonna see it all get bad right off the bat. No, we knew it was gonna get bad, but we didn't. Like, everything takes time, okay? But eventually it happened, didn't it? Right? Eventually everything trickles downhill, and it gets worse, right? So just think, they're basically starving out the people. It's like a population control. How many people do you think just died because they were homeless over the cold snap? Like, that just broke my heart. Like, my soul, my soul bleeds and goes out to those, because, and especially to the souls that we lost, all because of what? All because of the greedy government. Sitting there saying they can't solve the housing crisis, but they can. Here's the thing: they can send your money to other countries, and they're going to tell you that guess what? It's in your best interest that we do that one. Yep. It's in your best interest that we send the money to Ukraine right now. Sorry, we can't help you. We know you're starving and you can't pay for your rent and you can't feed your family. But, you know, thank you for being an American citizen and a Canadian citizen, but we're going to welcome in immigrants that we can't even house, and then we're going to house them instead of you. It's like, what? No. Like, you need to take care of your own citizens first, okay? We shouldn't be letting nobody in our borders right now, okay? Our borders should be locked tighter than a nun's you-know-what, okay? Because we don't have borders right now when you think about it. Like, Biden has made everything such a mess. And it's like, it's almost like we can walk into, it's almost like Canadians can now just turn around and pack their shit and leave, and then go into the United States and claim asylum. Right? Because everybody else in the world's doing it. Everybody else is making it to New York and then just crossing in at New York going, I need asylum, and they're getting a hotel. And they're getting fed. So what about our own people, though? Huh? Let me tell you something that's heartbreaking right now. And it's so sad. And that's a very harsh reality for all of us right now. And that more and more of us are seeing, especially on our streets. Like, more and more of you are starting to see now that it's getting really, really bad. Like, people can't afford to do this. Like, the people who weren't making enough money as it was weren't going to be able to afford everything getting more expensive. Especially when you're not... Especially when you expect to raise everything for the people and make everything more expensive, but you're not going to make the cost... Like, the cost of living went up, but the wages didn't go up. That doesn't make any money. That doesn't make sense. Like, that basically, that's telling somebody, here, I'm going to pay you $20 an hour, but with the current amount of bills you have, okay, and with the amount of taxes you have to pay, and the high inflation of the cost of everything, the cost of living, you're only making $1 an hour. If that. Maybe you're making 50 cents. When you break it down, in reality, and then you're looking at it like, why the fuck am I working for the fucking government when the government's turning around and they're feeding complete strangers, and they're going and they're flying all over to these different parts of the world and giving our money away, and they're not even helping our own people.
Okay, you made the sale. We finally
Something's
got
wrong
currency.
here. You know? Like, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted with how we let our countries get so broken like this. Like, it's like I said, I can't stop praying. I can't stop feeling sad for all those people that died during, like, just now, like in the last week, because of that polar vortex, and, you know, living outside and living in tents. Like, horrible. That's horrible. That shouldn't be happening. We need to take care of our own people first. And guess what? I've been saying it for a while now. And now that Sean Strickland came out and said it, like, very openly, and I'm still, you know, more and more of you guys are starting to wake up and realize, oh, hey, these guys are making sense. These guys are actually might make sense. You know, they just might know what they're talking about here. Like, things that are coming out of their mouth are actually, you know, adding up, instead of this, like, delusional far left rhetoric that just, at some point, they had to knew it was coming to an end, right? But it's just, things got this bad, right? Like, I'm not even... I spoke to a lot of Canadians so far, and I've never felt like this before in my life, okay? But even a patriotic Canadian like myself, like, has questioned, like, I wouldn't do it, but I've questioned, like, why am I still here in Canada? Like, like, this isn't my country. It is, but it's not. Like, this isn't the country I'm proud to be in. Okay? Like, I'm proud to be a Canadian, don't get me wrong, yes. But I'm ashamed of my government. I'm ashamed of how embarrassing our government's making us look on a world stage. Like, Justin Trudeau has made Canada look like a joke to everybody. Like, no world leaders think Canadians are they don't think Justin Trudeau is a serious leader. It's like, here, this is literally how it is. Okay, it's basically like when he goes out on the schoolyard, it's like all the other kids in the schoolyard are doing their own thing and they want nothing to do with him. Right? That's how the rest of the world looks at Canada right now, like that, and Joe Biden like that. The rest of the world's looking at you guys like they don't take you guys seriously anymore. They really don't. They're like, oh, no, that place is a joke. Like, for instance, Justin Trudeau is the only prime minister to turn around and take down the Canadian flags outside of his office, outside of the PM's office, which the Canadian flags don't come down from the Prime Minister's office. Not since day one, okay? They've never been changed out for anything else. And you know what this motherfucker does? This asshole gives the alphabet community, okay, a whole month, right, to celebrate, whatever, and he gets to jet fly around the country, going to all these different pride events, right? And he was the only prime minister to put pride flags instead of the Canadian flags flying on fucking Ottawa. Now listen, I don't hate the gays. You can be gay all you want, I don't care, okay? That's your problem, not my problem. You can be mentally ill, but don't drag me into it. Don't expect me to be accepting of your mentally ill disease, okay? Like, that's your own problem, alright? You do you, I'll do me. But it's when you try to force that rhetoric onto people, and it's when you try to put boys in girls' bathrooms and stuff like that, and men in women's sports, like you're degrading women. Here's the thing, they sit there and they say, oh, that's not degrading to women, right? But then at the same time they're very hypocritical, and they're saying like, oh, but you have to but you can't complain about that, you have to accept that. That's the accepting society that we live in now. No, listen, some of us don't have to accept that, all right? Just like you don't like me, I don't like you, that's fine, all right? You don't have to like me. You're allowed to have an opinion, okay? That's called freedom of speech. That's your freedom of independence, okay? You're allowed to have that, okay? We fought for that. We fought wars for that, okay? Now, in doing so, right, make sure you always stand up for what's right, okay?
Well, hey.
Like, eventually, like, yeah, you know, like, at first, okay, accepting of the gays, okay, we're accepting the gays, you know, okay, that's great. Like, everybody turn around and accepts one another, great, that's fine. But you can't turn around and start changing things, okay? You can't turn around and just demand that things get changed because you get offended, okay? Or because you like, it doesn't line up with your views, so you're gonna turn around and create problems. Like, I see this. I see that whole rhetoric part as just a bunch of children who are basically has the mindset of children and who have no common sense in their head and are all literally mentally ill, like need psych evaluations, okay? Because I'm going to tell you something right now. As a guy, alright, as a straight guy, okay, as a guy who believes in the Bible, okay, and like God, and you know, in God we trust. You guys remember that, right? That was on the back of the money, printed money. In God we trust. What happened to that? Huh? Yeah. Well, listen, they've been trying to change everything up until now. Everything that we and try to make it to for their own agenda. Now, seeing as how people want to push some kind of rhetoric, now, what's to say I can't just create something and just start pushing my own agenda, right? And I mean, let's be honest. I mean, if you want to identify yourself as a cat or a dog, and you're a human being, you're mentally ill. All right, Harley, what's going on? Welcome to the channel. All that talking makes me drink a lot of water. It's better than alcohol, though. As long as it's not alcohol. Anything but alcohol, fuck. Nice. I definitely will. As you know what? I appreciate the opportunity, and I'll probably take you up on that one, Harley. I had a feeling that a lot of you would start listening to me if I really opened up and started talking about it, and really made it like public, front, center. It made it a hot topic for all of us. Because, I mean, let's face it, I mean, like, some of us aren't talking about, like, all the crap that's going on. And make people woke up and realize that we need to help each other out. Like, we can't sustain ourselves as a society with the rhetoric they're pushing, and with all these all the spending. We've got no money. Like, we're all broke. Like, damn it. You got senior citizen fucking man that doesn't even know he's president, right? You got that one that's sitting there going for a bailout package again. All right? Listen, what happens when the bank turns around, when you keep going to the bank and you keep borrowing money from the bank, and you keep borrowing and borrowing and borrowing, but you don't pay it back? What does the bank finally say to you? Huh? Listen, man, we're not loaning you more money because you're not paying us. That's the problem with the United States and Canada right now. Is they keep borrowing fucking money, and they're not like, they're not putting money back. It's like me in GTA here. If I keep buying cars and keep spending money and don't make it, eventually I'm gonna be broke. Eventually I'm gonna have to start borrowing money, right? And when you have to start borrowing money, you have to eventually pay it back. And if you don't pay it back, then your creditors and lenders just sit there and be like, well, they're not just gonna keep handing you free money. So they can't say they're anything close to being leaders if they don't have no money managing skills. They don't even have the simplest of money managing skills. Okay? None whatsoever. Their only way of money managing skills is managing your fucking money to take out of your pockets, okay? So they can spend it, and they can do whatever they want with it. You have worse in Scotland? Oh no, Harley. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Really, I am. I know it's been getting bad over in Europe too. And I pray for you guys over there too, because it's just like, at some point, people got to wake up and realize, like, the agenda that's out there and going on, it's not sustainable for our society to keep up with. Like, their spending habits don't make sense. Like, the spending is completely out of control. You can't keep taxing the farmers and then, like, making their lives more expensive, and then trying to say, like, oh, but give us food, but still plant your crops, still be a farmer. Farmers are having trouble feeding themselves because, like, carbon tax, man. Listen, they've got air dryers to dry goods and grains to come off the fields, right? What do you think powers those? What do you think powers that? You think it's solar? No. Okay. How do you think they truck the food to the grocery stores? Diesel. It's not all going to be electric. They won't be able to do that. Hell no. Look at the polar vortex that just happened, and -50 and -60 temperatures here in Canada, And the Trudeau Liberal government wants to make everything fucking net zero by 2035. Really? If we were at net zero, let's just say hypothetically, right now, and it was 2035, the polar vortex would have rolled in, thousands of people would have died. Thousands. You know why? Polar vortex happened for about a week. It was dangerously cold. Fire trucks, cops, and ambulances, first responders, those vehicles still need to operate. Now, those vehicles, okay, let me tell you something, have a lot of life-saving equipment and really important equipment that has to be run and kept on all the time. Now, especially when that vehicle's in service. The other thing is, batteries can't operate properly in cold weather.
Need me to bring you a ride?
So you know what would have happened in the last week? Alright? Several, and I mean several, alright, emergency vehicles would have stopped working. Okay? If we're on that whole net zero plan.
I'll bring it to you.
And here's another thing I'll tell you about batteries, okay? Batteries drain twice as fast in the cold because in cold weather they have to work twice as hard. Now, the other thing about batteries, let me tell you something else in cold temps. That the battery has to be warmed in order to properly charge. What the hell did this person just... NPCs are reckless today. But you know, Bam will always give you guys the opinion and break it down for you guys. Right? I do pray for everybody, because I don't think we should be living in a fucked up world like this. This is all fucked up. Like literally, as I was speaking to you guys and telling you guys earlier, this is why the aliens want nothing to do with us. Huh? They look down on us and they're like, nope, forget it. Nope.
I'm guessing you don't want a back rub. How can I help?
You probably got some head,
Wow. Weirdo.
you know, head alien up there who's governing the alien going, you don't talk to the humans. Don't talk to the humans. The humans are all fucked up right now. The humans think that men are girls and they think that the girls are guys. No, no, no. We're not talking to the human beings right now. And I guarantee you that's how that's gone down with the aliens. Do you ever see the aliens turn around coming here being our friends? Right? Are they inviting us to parties? Huh? Are we getting Christmas invitations from them? No. Right? Are we getting an invitation to a galaxy far, far away? No, not anytime soon, if we keep acting like this. Okay? They're not going to accept us in a galaxy far, far away. No. They're going to keep us far, far away from that galaxy. They're going to be like, no, 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 no. These ones here on planet Earth, they're broken. Right? I guarantee you the aliens are looking at that. So... It's alright. Harley, you take care. Safe and blessed day. God bless. Alright? I hope everything gets better in Scotland, I really do. I hope everything gets better around the world, just period. You know? Because, like I said earlier, I find it very hypocritical that the government can sit there and send hundreds of millions of dollars to other countries, and like we're not just talking North America, we're talking other governments do it too. You're supposed to take care of the people first, and your own problems in your own backyard first.
Hi there.
Okay?
How can I help you? I'll take care
You
of
have
this.
weak
Take care
leadership
of
skills when your veterans are out there homeless
Bye.
and living on the streets. Okay? We're talking the men and women who serve this country and who keep us safe and who are on the front line. Right? Well, whatever kind of military is left, because I know the military is going woke too. Okay? Yeah, there's service members in there that don't want to be in the army anymore because it's not the same place as they signed up to be proudly serving in.
What can I do for you?
Like, everything's changed. Like I said, eventually, like, see, women's sports has gotten so pissed off with this whole woke business. Like, they're taking a stand. Like, it's almost done. Wokeism is about to end. It's going to be like a dying trend here soon, right? The mentally ill had their fun for a couple years. You know, we'd let them do their thing, but you know,
Have a good day. Oh, hi.
things need to stop, or you guys are going to get medicated and put in a padded room with straitjackets. Okay, and we'll give you name tags or numbers, probably numbers. I would guess it would be numbers, right? Because I mean, the ones who have common sense in society and everything else, we're going to keep those people in power, and we're gonna listen to those people instead of like some far left rhetoric that doesn't make any
I'm ready to
sense.
go on this end.
Okay,
So long. Hi there.
it's a common sense thing, and you know, they just don't have it. Right?
We gonna make some deals?
Of course, we're gonna make some
What do you
deals.
need?
We're always making deals.
Hello.
Cause see, I haven't even been down to the scrapyard yet today. And this here, these businesses, these are my warehouses. So you guys have been seeing me make moves in my little businesses, well, they're my big money making businesses, but I haven't done much with crates. Now I used to run crates hard. Like I used to be like crates used to get in the beginning, it'll get you fast money, right? And you always want to buy 3 crates at a time. You don't want to go and waste your time and try and chase down 1 or 2 crates, okay? Just don't do that. It's not worth your time. You're gonna get more bang for your buck if you drop the 18K and take your chances. And that's not to say you're gonna get all 3 of those crates. You do have a time meter to beat. Okay, that's why you see Bam Bam driving around like a crazy person most of the time in the lobbies. It's because for the last 3 years, when we were in public lobbies, you had to drive around like a madman. Because if you didn't, you weren't able to get things done. You weren't going to be able to like cruise around and just like conduct business in public lobbies and just not think that there's going to be like some kind of little shithead running around the lobby being a griefing piece of shit that wants to kill you and just, you know, stop you from making money. Like, that's why some of us like me have the driving skills that we have in GTA. Seriously, that's why we drive around like crazy people.
Just ping the collection location through to you.
And you know, some of us got mad skills at driving these cars now. That's because we had no choice. Like it was going fast around a lobby, or it was you weren't getting. Someone was going to blow you up, and they were going to like prevent you from making money. And then they're going to laugh about it and find a new lobby, and then you're pissed off. You just wasted time. You lost money. I got sick and tired of losing so much money like that from griefers and stuff like that. Like as soon as we were finally able to play the game in our own lobbies and conduct businesses, it's like, oh, this is nice. It's about time. Now you can actually slow down and enjoy the game. Because don't get me wrong, like going to car meets and doing stuff like that is fun and everything else, but you guys gotta remember something. Like, if you're not making money in GTA, your GTA's taking your money. You ain't making it, you're getting it spent. It's being spent behind your back. See? Executive office goods are now available and ready for another delivery, so that truck's ready. Notice how it wasn't ready when I went back to the office, so we're still waiting for the cooldown time. But even when you're collecting crates, like you can't be taking your time. You can't be messaging your friends and stuff like that. Like you're either going after 3 crates or 1 crate, and you got a time limit to do it, and then you're gonna have enemies to deal with too. And it's not all gonna be easy, fun and games. Like this one's gonna be easy. Sure, we're gonna be getting in the vehicle and going right to the warehouse, but it's not all fun and games like that. And you guys know that one. This collecting the 3 crates, this one might be easy. Well, it is easy, right? So for this time, sure, grabbing 3 crates this time was easy, but that doesn't mean that the next time you go to grab 3 crates for your office or warehouse, I should say, doesn't mean it's going to come that easily again. You're gonna face missions where you're gonna be dropping helicopters from the sky. You're gonna be going out to sea and dealing with 3 boats at a time. Yeah, if you don't have an oppressor MK2 or anything that goes fast in the air, then it's gonna be hard to conduct business for you. Well, not hard, but it's. I would say like having flying vehicles and certain helicopters does make your life a little easier when conducting business. That's why there are certain vehicles I use when I'm doing my business stuff, right? Like sometimes you guys will see me go into the bunker and if I'm doing a bunker sale like that one where I got to deal with Merryweather on 5 different drops. I found that the best tool to use for that delivery is actually the Conjolly tank. Now, check this out. So remember in the office how it said that the warehouse has $97,000 of product in there, right? Now, you just seen what it said. Now there's 145. So now the warehouse is worth 145.
Sure.
So you guys see where this making money concept is coming in, right? And how business runs. You got to invest money to make money. So we invested in 18 grand. That 18 grand, we turned that 18 grand into almost 40K. We almost doubled our money. It's worth double now, right? It's worth more now because before it said we could sell for 97K. Now we only bought those 3 crates for 18K. Now it's worth 145,000. So we are going to profit from that, from collecting those crates. Not only are you going to profit big time, like your money will keep going up, but your RP will go up fast. You'll level up quick. You earn a lot of RP when you collect crates. When you're doing crate runs, yeah, you can make mad money at crates, and it's good. You're definitely not going to get like, I wouldn't say like ridiculously rich, but it's good to have. Like these are good businesses to have, and you do not, I repeat, you do not have to fill up your warehouse. No, you guys might be asking like, why do you guys have such big warehouses? That's because like I just like the locations, and I was able to buy them, and I don't know, I like the bigger buildings, but I'm telling you, you only need maybe
You calling for some wheels?
between 200,000 and 300,000.
I'll hook you up.
So when your warehouse, for instance, this warehouse here, it's worth 145. Okay, so I'll come back
coming at you.
and I'll sell this warehouse. Excuse me, when it's worth, and any time your warehouse is worth more than 200,000, sell it. Okay, you get all the money out of it. You don't have to pay nobody. So you know how like well, Tony, for instance, from the nightclub, he took a laundering cut because he had to launder the money out of the nightclub. But you don't have to pay any extra services when you make money out of your warehouse. And not to mention, also, please don't forget, is that you've seen how I send that office staff of mine to go and get more crates? Well, you have a chance, you have an opportunity, I should say, to drop $7,500 and ask one of your warehouse staff to go and source you out a crate. Now, sometimes they'll only bring back 1 crate, 2 crates, if you're lucky, 3. That's what I'm saying. You're taking a chance, you're rolling the dice, basically. It's almost like being in Vegas with them, right? So, regardless though, they will always come back with at least 1. So you know you're at least getting 1 crate out of them. Rooster, though, at the hangar, he'll cost you 25K to go and source crates. But I mean, he's worth it as well. Because I really don't have time. Like if I'm in the area, I'll stop by my warehouses and I'll get the staff to go out and source something. But most of the time, you guys don't see me crate grinding anymore unless Well, basically double money in RP. Like when crates are double money in RP,
Oh, hi. How can I
we
help
go
you?
hard.
Anything to keep you productive, boss.
Like I'll be running crates non-stop. Like as soon as next time they bring out the update, or not the update, I should say the bonus, where we get double money and RP for our crates. Yeah, you'll see Bam Bam going crate crazy. Bam will have the terabyte truck out. Terabyte truck will be going rounds. Like I'll be doing rounds to all 5 warehouses. I'll collect 3 crates, maybe 6 crates at one warehouse. Then I'll move the truck to another warehouse and I'll work on that. And then usually, like when the clan comes online, right? For that week, then we do our massive sales. Then we're like, yeah, then it's like we're coordinating that. We're like, oh hey, how many sales do you have today? Like I've got 3 warehouse sales to do. Okay, I've got 4, right?
Hey, Heffa, we're moving.
So it works out like that, and we help each other out as a clan and as friends when crates are like that. So that's the only time you're gonna see the warehouse even come close to filling up. Because by the way, if you keep your warehouses full and you're driving around, cruising around like me, and trying to conduct business, well, if you don't sell those warehouses and you just keep them full of stock, eventually you're going to get robbed. And it's not by me. It's not by players. No. The game will rob you. Yes, the game will rob you. The game will send out, like, your competition. Like, it'll send out, like, the bikers. The bikers will come, and next thing you know, your place is getting raided by the Lost. And they've got your supplies out there in 2 vans and crap load of guys. Now you might be thinking like, oh, I'll just kill everybody and I'll blow up the vans. Well, you can't do that. They've already stolen shit out of your warehouse. Your product is in their vans. So yeah, like you got to be. Now they make it even like. Then you got to get creative and careful how you conduct yourself with them, right? Because then you can't go blowing stuff up like crazy person. Right? Because then your product will go bye-bye. So you don't have to have this place full, right? The look is cool, right?
We all good?
I'd say maybe fill it up once or twice just to see what it's like,
See you later.
right? But you never want to keep it full. No way in hell. Like, it's the coolest stuff ever, alright? Now, when you're asking, like, how does all that stuff show up in your office? This is how. This is exactly how. Because you notice these materials are stuff that shows up in my office now. The silver's on the desk, right? Guns and drugs and all money are all over the floor in the office, right? And anything basically that you've brought into your warehouse. The game will like toss a bunch of stuff in your office if you own those businesses and if you're conducting all those businesses, right? That's why you see, like, I've got everything in the office because I've got all the businesses. Right? There's not a single business Bam doesn't own. Bam even has the auto shop. And you guys don't even see me go into the auto shop anymore half the time. Like, what am I at the auto shop for? Like, weekends usually. I think it's a Saturday and Sunday thing, right? I'm not even big on the LS car meet stuff. Like, that's a thing. There's different types of GTA players out there too. GTA is such an open concept game that you can broadcast. You can basically make it whatever you want. So for me, I do business stuff mostly, and then I like to do my missions. Sometimes I'm doing a heist, but you know, whatever. But mainly thing is GT, like, it allows you to do your own thing, right? And wow, can we ever go and roleplay and do a bunch of that too because of GTA. You got your car meet people, right? You got people obsessed with cars, You got people obsessed with motorcycles. You got people obsessed with or business grinders. You got your griefers and tryhards. You got your wannabe gangsters that like to turn around and hang out in GTA and just hang out in the real hood of GTA and just like, I don't know. Well, they act like gangsters. Like they do. Like you should hear them. Like oh man. It's embarrassing the maturity level that's in the lobbies of GTA these days. Like, let's just put it this way. There is no maturity level in the lobbies of GTA. Period. None. Nope. There's a no more. It's like that one. That's why Bam doesn't hang out in public lobbies half the time either.
I can bring them round.
I can't stand what they're saying. Or even, like, put to you this way.
It's on the way.
I used to communicate with the public lobby. Now I feel like if I communicate with them, my IQ's dropping by the second. Right? I can feel it in my head. Oh, like in my mind, I can feel it. Like you guys can know when you feel yourself getting stupider. Like, it's just like, how can I can't surround myself with some of you, because some of you, I'm impressed you tie your shoes. Like, I wonder who ties your shoes, or if you're wearing Velcro. And some of you, I can tell you you're wearing Velcro shoes for sure. And you're on meds. Right? I'm not the only one on meds, but I mean, come on. Like, at least I'm on meds for a reason. For practical reasons. Like, without my medication, I don't know about my anxiety anymore these days. Like that, my anxiety, my blood pressure is always through the roof. But that's because I have uncontrollable pain I have to manage on a daily basis. Like, that's not even called pain management. Like, I don't even know what pain management is anymore. Like, I don't know what it's like to not be in pain. I'll just put it that way. Because Bam suffers in chronic pain, so Bam's been in chronic pain now for 2.5 years. It kind of plays a mental toll on you. It's kind of like, oh, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and we're going to be in body pain all over again. Great. Nice. Bring it on. Eventually. It's taken a toll on my body over the last 2 years, because I've been supposed to be getting massage therapy for it, and I haven't been able to get that because I was on a list for the medical care that I was supposed to be getting for the last 2 years. So it, like, yeah, like our world has become a huge joke since 2020. Let me put it to you that way. Even our healthcare system's on like so collapsed, it's fucked. Like, let me put it to you guys this way. The last time I got sober and was sober, remember, I took a day off from streaming, and I told you guys that I messaged you guys on YouTube, and I told you guys that I was going through absolute hell. That's because I was. Right? And the thing is that it was so bad that I should have been in the hospital detoxing. Okay? That's how serious it was. Like, my withdrawals were so bad, the symptoms required me to have hospital care. Like, I should have been under hospital care going through that. This time it's definitely not so bad, but that was because it was weeks on end of drinking non-stop for days. Like, we're talking like, I don't even know how many days it was this time, but I was on a sliding track. Like, it was like I wanted to stop, but I couldn't. You know what I mean? Like, your body wouldn't let you. And it was like, if I stop, I'm gonna be suffering through the withdrawals too bad, and I don't want to do that. So
it might not look like it, but I'm busy.
Our healthcare system is so bad. My point is this: our hospital system's on the brinks of collapse. It's such a joke there at the hospital. Like, and it's not the nurse's fault. It's not the staff. It's just the way the whole system is. The staff are burnt out. Like, you can't run them since 2020 and not expect that, like, without days off and vacations and holidays and, you know, put them through a mental health crisis, you know, and then having to deal with the pandemic and all that other bullshit. Like, man, yeah, I don't want to go to the hospital. I'll take my chances at home, kind of thing. Like, I'll go to the hospital if I'm dying. It's got to be a last resort for me. Like, it's got to be an absolute, like, Like, the one time, for instance, before they figured out that my anxiety was triggering my blood pressure and they had to put me on blood pressure pills, the one time my blood pressure had spiked, I had to have the paramedics came, and my blood pressure had spiked to 196, and I don't even know what it was over. I just knew it was 196, and they were like trying to take me to the hospital, and they're like, "You need to come to the hospital with us, please. Please come to the hospital." And I'm like, no way. I'm not going. If I feel like I'm dying, I'll call you girls right back here. Trust me, I'll dial 911, but I'm not going. If you can get my heart rate under control and whatnot, then I said I'll stay right here at home, okay? And I'd rather be at home. I said, because if you take me to hospital, right, you know what's going to happen? My heart rate's going to go up even more, right? Because I'm going to be taken out of my comfort zone. And then I'm not going to have the same attention there as I would have at home. I'd be in a worse spot. I'd be in worse care. Like, I'd be stuck in a bed. I'd have to wait for a nurse to come get me to have to go pee, for crying out loud. Could you imagine? Like, somebody with no patience. Well, I have patience, but I mean, like, let's face it. There's not much patience left after the last 3 years. Let's be honest. I'm still developing my patience back because society has, like, drained my patience. Yeah. And I'm not the only one. I know there's many of us. Like, I'm not the only one that has lost patience up till now, or has very little patience for whatever kind of shit show of society we got left. Right? I think, like, I don't even want nothing to do with society. I'd rather know one or two people and talk to 2 or 3 people tops, and that's it. The rest of society is, like, gone, you know, like crazy. It's like it's a mixed bag out there. You don't even know what to expect. Like, I'm not even kidding you. It got so bad. It's getting so bad out there that, you know, the police are having to shoot people, even in Canada now. That never used to be Canada. I mean, yeah, it would happen maybe once in a blue moon. Maybe. Right? But more or less, no offense, America, you guys know this is bad too. You guys know this is your problem, and you guys are trying to address it. But I mean, like, let's face it, the violence was always there in America, simply because of the population's just a lot more than Canada, and in the same area too, like in the same amount of land mass almost, right? You've got a bunch of you've got, like, I don't know what the hell you guys got. Like, I don't know the numbers, so I'm just gonna, like, I'm shooting on this one here. But I want to say, like, you guys have, like, I want to say 6 or 7 times our Canada's population in the same kind of land mass. So I mean, yeah, there's definitely going to be clashing between human beings when you put that many humans so close together.
Take care.
But in Canada now, shootings are happening on a daily basis. It's getting scary. Hell, in Toronto, for instance, I heard that one guy was running around the fucking school area with a machete and a horror mask on. Like, what kind of a world are we living in? Like, our children are not even safe to go to the schools anymore. Like, look at all the schools right now. All the schools have security guards at them, and or cops, because of everything that's going on over in the Middle East. One thing that didn't make sense to me the Liberal government of Canada wants to de-arm you, de-arm the citizens. Okay? And take our guns. And here's the thing. Guns are the problem. Yeah, that's their rhetoric, okay? Their way of solving problems, our life problems and everything else right now is that, oh well, the violence is because of the guns. It's because the people have guns, right? No. It's not because the people have guns. The more people get kept safe when we have our guns, right? Less shit happens when we have our guns. You know, you're not gonna go rob your neighbor's house because you know he has a gun in there, right? You know what I mean? Like, you're not just gonna go rob Joe's place even though you know he has guns. Like, you're just asking for trouble, right? So it already deters. Here's the thing: having guns and teaching people the proper use of firearms is actually life-saving, right? And is very and can be used as life-saving tools, can be used as tools to keep us safe. They are tools that have kept us safe. We use them for hunting. The list goes on, right? And it deters bad guys. Like, when a bad guy knows that a society is more armed than like, let's say, a different society. Like, let's say if a suspect knows that, like, the store he's about to go rob, chances are that store owner has a gun, well, he's not going to rob that store today. You know what I mean? But if he knows that store owner likely doesn't have a gun or a way to defend themselves, then now that's an easy target for him, and now he's gonna start contemplating. He or she will start contemplating more and more and more about the likelihood of committing bad actions. Okay? That's how the human brain works. You're not going to go rob the bank if you see a cop near the bank, right? Like, I'm just trying to give it to you, like, breaking it down into. Bam wouldn't go rob a bank. Hell no, I don't steal. I would never steal. Okay? You're like, I can't. No, I can't stand people that do that one. Like, even it doesn't matter how bad things would get. I have morals and values as a human being. I'm not that person. Like, I would never lower myself to have to do that. Like, even if I was starving, I wouldn't steal to survive. I would literally, I think at that point, I would probably, as a human being, I would be forced to ask for help at that point. I'd be stubborn enough to ask for help. Before I would, like, steal. Like, I would understand that, hey, I gotta ask for help rather than go out and steal and have bad karma on me. I don't want that one. Like I said, it's just, it goes with morals and values, and hopefully, you know, people learn from that and carry that on. Oh yeah, it's on the other side of the. I don't know why. You know why I keep driving in here? One of my warehouses were here. My medium warehouse was here for the longest time. Like, we're talking years. So I am fully used to driving into this area and just rolling in there like we're going in there to handle business. And it's like, sometimes I have to remind myself, like, just like now. It's like, hey, we don't have a warehouse here anymore. And the parking lot's on the other side. There's not going to be any cars in here. Nope. Like, I swear, I've done that every single time that there has been a car on the other side of that wall, right, at this warehouse. Every single time, never fails. I'm always rolling into that first spot of the warehouse right then and there. Oh, and I knew this was going to happen. It was only a matter of time. I've been getting easy break towing cars and not getting chased by the cops for a while now. Now, some of you may be wondering, okay, for those of you who don't know, why don't you call Lester? Just call Lester, man. Okay, here we go. All right, that sounds like a good idea. Although,
Hey, what's going on? Not now, sorry. Sorry, but no. I'm afraid not. That's Not gonna work. No. Okay, some other time.
Just straight up tells you no. Like, not gonna happen, no more. So, when that happens, don't panic. Don't panic. Take the tracks. Do what I'm doing. Okay? Believe me, it's a lifesaver. Don't fight the cops. You're not gonna fight you're not gonna win that fight with the GTA cops. Nope. They'll come after you forever. So instead of backing up, well, actually, I could take my chances of backing up. The worst that's gonna happen is it'll come disconnected. Yeah. Obviously, don't be on the same side of the tracks as an oncoming train, because that train comes out of the industrial area all the time. I swear to God, that train runs every 5 minutes. I've never timed it, but it has to. Like, anytime I'm ever down here in this area, in this part of the city, the train's operational. But not this one, because I already passed it the first time. So no, it wouldn't be every 5 minutes. All I know is that whenever I touch the tracks for the first time, if I haven't been down here in a while, the train comes. All the time. Never fails. It'll come, and that's comes with having the nightclub there, down there, right? Now, I want them to give us a business out of the Maze Bank Arena. You know?
Alright, bring the car in. We'll salvage the parts and get paid in no time.
Something. Like, they gotta do something different from Arena War. Just, you know? Like, I kind of had a feeling that something like this was gonna pop up, just because this place was a standing place, and it's a salvage yard, so I mean, like that... Like, we were getting sent down here for missions from the agency, so I kind of figured that something was going to happen down here. But I was kind of disappointed, though, it wasn't anything to do with the Maze Bank Arena. Like, change it up from Arena Wars. You got to give us, like, some kind of stunt racing to do in there, or something, or some kind of sports. Like, hell, put hockey in there, or put basketball, put something. You know? Football, even, I don't give a shit. Just give us a sport to play each other in, right? Something like that. That'd be cool, right? Or like, allow us to make our own teams kind of thing. Just giving you some ideas, Rockstar. I mean, like, if I was working there, I would have been idealist and rich a long time ago. Because that would have made Rockstar a whole lot of money. My mind's kind of weird. I mean... My mind's very creative. It's it's constantly always on the go and thinking. I really don't know how to slow my mind down. I've tried. Unique. That's what I was gonna say. I'm unique. Right? That's the word. That's the word I was looking for. We're all deep down inside, we're all unique. Yeah. But yeah, my brain has a lot of ideas, and especially like knowing, like, see, here's the thing, I've been playing GTA ever since it came out in 1997 in November, when it came out on PC, and it was this, it was nothing even close to this, obviously, but I mean, like, it was fun, it was, you know, and over the years it just... It becomes like a game that you're just natural at, and I don't like... I'm not good at Call of Duty either. I know some of you have asked me, like, oh, you don't stream Call of Duty? Like, no. I got my ass handed to me in Call of Duty, okay? I am not good in Call of Duty, I can say that one. Alright? Some people can play Call of Duty, some people, it's just like, well, that's like anything. I mean, we're all good at something. Like, literally, we're all good at something. Some of us are good at riding a bike, some of us are not good at riding a bike. It's just that simple. Some of us can drive, and then there's other people where you look at and you're like, how did you get your license? Huh? Like you were definitely you definitely had to do some freaky deaky shit to get that one. Because there was no way, right? There's some of us that look at some of those people that are driving around going, how? You stole your license. There's no way you passed a license test. Right? Hell, I see some people driving around with a mask on and all four windows rolled up in the vehicle, and they're the only ones in there, and I'm like, uh-huh. Yeah. That's where our society is. Yeah. Right? And they call me crazy. Okay. That's just like, you know what? My opinion of you wearing a mask in the general public, even in walking, when I see people walking on the street to go to like public transit or to like just walk down the sidewalk, and you're all by yourself, no, you know, like I can't get it, and like it just boggles me. It's like I think to myself, like, there's no way, even like at this point, if you're still believing that the mask is going to save your life, like guess what? The alien robots are coming. Okay, so I mean, like, if people want to start being crazy with the whole mask thing all over again, like, man, don't even get me started, huh? Come on, all of you, don't be weird. After Bam Bam toes this one. Bam Bam, I haven't eaten breakfast yet. It's kind of got a, well, I don't got to, but I mean, like, I have a routine, right? Well, I try to stay on a routine.
All right, bring the car in. We'll salvage the parts and get paid in no time.
Because let's face it, I can't be on here 24/7, okay? Nothing would get done around my house, alright? Food wouldn't get cooked. Nothing. None of that stuff. None of that good stuff. And the place would actually end up being dirty. I can't live like that. No. I mean, I could, I guess, but no, no. No. I'm not living in my own filth. No, thank you. It's been a slice, everybody. It's been awesome. You guys know that. I always enjoy playing GTA with you guys. What are we at now? 2 hours and 16 minutes. That's a long time. Yeah, Bam's got to get off of here. I got to get stuff done. Alright? You guys take care of each other. You guys stay safe. Alright? God bless. Bam loves you. Alright? And always remember. Alright? We're all unique and special in our own way. Okay? So, stay positive, everybody. Things are changing, okay? Things are going to get better. We knew things were going to get worse. Things had to get worse before they got better, right? But I'm telling you guys, there is hope, you know? Keep hope. And, I mean, look, we all made it up until now, okay? So, we got it. I mean, if we've all survived everything up until now, at this point, I mean, even the aliens could do an invasion on us, and I'd be like, you know what, like, get lost. Like, it wouldn't faze me, the aliens coming down here now at this point. Like, we've all been through so much, I'd just be like, okay, you know what, just take Earth, alright? There's some people you can have. I'll take you to them, let's go. Here, you take them for free, I guarantee you, and we'll leave you alone. Right? You don't even have to, you know, do the scary shit with us and, like, you know, beaming us up to the sky. No, we'll just direct you to some of the human beings that just need to be taken to a galaxy far, far away and never brought back. All right? You guys know who those people are. Some of you are on that list. All right? Yes, definitely some of you are on that list. If there was a spaceship going to a galaxy far, far away, you'd be on it. Yep. Anyways. Before I get too far into talking and get side here, or always sidetracked. I don't know, that's my ADD, but I'm gonna let you guys go for now, okay? You guys take care, like I said, stay safe. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys all in my next live stream, okay? Alright, see ya. Later.